We're getting some breaking updates. Rajnath Singh has slammed the Mahagathbandhan, saying that it's not possible to give government jobs to every family. Remember, this is coming in response to the manifesto of the Mahagathbandhan that has been released. It has a majority imprint of the RJD and its chief ministerial face, Tejashwi Yadav, who has been going around in Bihar in campaign mode, telling the public that they promise to give one government job to every family in Bihar soon after being voted into power. Now, even before the manifesto was released and this promise was made, it has been dissected. It has been shown that the cost of this scheme alone, of this promise alone to give a government job to every family in Bihar will be roughly 2.5 times of the total budget of Bihar just for this scheme. So, of course, the BJP has mounted criticism on the issue of feasibility. And while poll promises can be quite lofty to begin with, this poll promise seems to be crossing all boundaries because it is absolutely not doable in any fashion. So now Rajnath Singh has been critical of this promise made by the Mahagathbandhan. Today and onwards from now, there will be several star campaigners of the BJP on ground in Bihar, and they will be poking holes in the kind of promises that the Mahagathbandhan, or primarily the RJD, has been making. We also have, of course, the Mahagathbandhan, Tejashwi-led Mahagathbandhan, Rahul Gandhi and others who will also be hitting the ground with their first joint rallies this election season after they shared a stage for the Voter Adhikar rally. Let me go across to my colleague Pallavi Ghosh, who's joining us from Patna. Rajnath Singh, also Pallavi, poking holes in the kind of promises the Mahagathbandhan has made. And this jobs promise is the one that has stolen the headlines.
Oh, yes, absolutely. And I think the biggest problems which in Bihar one faces is, of course, migration of people out of the state in search of jobs. And then both the RJD want to change the narrative. They want the focus taken away from those corruption allegations or, lawlessness. And that's the reason why Tejashwi Yadav is very clearly targeting that section of the people of Bihar who are looking for job opportunities. As I said, there are 14 lakh first-time voters. That's a sizable chunk. Same which is being eyed by the NDA. And he's also trying to go in for an image makeover by talking about jobs, talking about investments, which is why that law and order issue was in. Which is why also the criticism is coming in from the BJP saying that you should not make promises in your manifesto which you are not able to fulfill. Because where will you, one, get the money from? Where will you have the wherewithal? Because people don't trust you. People think that you coming back to power would also mean that Lalu will in effect control the running of the state governance too. It will also end all those bahubalis and bring back the lawlessness which will keep the investors away from the state.
No, so Pallavi, you look at this manifesto by the Mahagathbandhan, there are, roughly a dozen very, very populist, quote-unquote welfareism kind of promises that have been made along with money for women, which has become the staple in Indian politics now. RJD cannot be the only ones to be criticized for it. But if you combine all of it that the RJD or the Mahagathbandhan is promising, it's just not feasible. This scheme alone of giving a government job to every family is 2.5 times the state budget. You've been on ground. Is the public buying this?
Well, I would say it's a mixed kind of a response. I mean, in the Yadav strongholds, obviously people are buying this. They have this complete faith. But it has got more to do with the caste factor and less to do with a belief in Tejashwi Yadav. But, there is a sense of wariness. People are very worried, and especially I would say a large number of women, because, women are also being increasingly empowered over here. You see a large number of young middle women who are going out. They started their own startups, their own business. They are worried whether coming back of the Lalu period would also mean that they are going to be unsafe. And if you are unsafe, then where will the investors come in? I mean, we see a similar kind of a problem in Bengal parts also. Investors do not feel that it is a safe haven or the ease of doing business. That could keep the investors away. And at the end of the day, if the investors are away, where does the government get the money from? And if the state government is not getting its revenues, how can you even provide jobs? And how much of government jobs can you provide really to the people of Bihar? And we are not just talking about Patna, we are talking about the entire, the across the state as well. So it doesn't make logically any sense at all. But also there's a sense of skepticism when it comes to politicians like Tejashwi Yadav making this kind of a promise for jobs.
All right, Pallavi, we'll keep coming back to you for more. The political campaign in Bihar is heating up.